The wait is finally over. The 2026 World Cup has officially begun. And right now, the world is talking about the usual names: Mbappé, Vinícius, Kane, Modric, possibly in his last ever World Cup. But here's what history tells us. Every single tournament produces a player nobody expected, someone who walks in relatively unknown and walks out a global icon. 2006, a teenage Messi barely played, but we saw enough. 2018, Kylian Mbappé was 19 years old and France won the whole thing. 2022, Julian Alvarez came from nowhere and scored 4 goals in a winning campaign. 2026 will be no different, so today we're looking at 10 young players who could steal this entire tournament. Some of them you already know, some of them you're about to. This is last touch. Let's get into it, starting at number 10, Kobbie Mainoo, England midfielder, 21 years old and quietly one of the most composed players at this entire tournament. Here's the thing about Mainoo that gets overlooked. He doesn't panic. In football, that sounds simple. In reality, it's incredibly rare. Most midfielders, when they're pressed hard in a tight game, rush the decision. They misplace a pass. They give the ball away. Mainoo doesn't do that. He receives under pressure, turns, and moves the ball like he's got all the time in the world. And England's squad is stacked with attackers: Bellingham, Saka, Foden. That actually helps Mainoo. Nobody is watching him. Opponents are busy stopping everyone else. That's when a player like Mainoo quietly takes over a game. If England go deep, and they could, Mainoo will be a huge reason why. Number 9, Savinho, Brazil's electric right winger. Brazil have produced some of the most entertaining wingers in football history: Ronaldo, Robinho, Neymar, Vini Jr. Savinho is trying to add his name to that list, and what makes him different from the current generation is how he plays. He's not a possession winger. He's not about keeping it simple. He wants to run at you, beat you, then run at you again. In a tournament full of tactical teams trying to stay organized and compact, Savinho is the kind of player who just breaks the structure entirely. One wrong step from a defender, and he's already past them. Brazil are built to attack in 2026, and Savinho could be their most unpredictable weapon. When he gets going in a full stadium, watch out. Number 8, Warren Zaïre-Emery, France. France's squad right now is almost unfair. You've got pace, physicality, technical quality, experience at every single position. And in midfield, they might have found their next generational player. Zaïre-Emery is still young, but he plays like he's been at this level for a decade. The thing that stands out most is his balance. He can defend. He can carry the ball forward. He can find players in tight spaces. You know how some midfielders are great at one thing, but weak in others? Like Zaïre-Emery doesn't have that problem, and here's why that matters at a World Cup specifically. The deeper you go in a tournament, the tighter games become. Games get decided in midfield in moments of transition. If France go all the way, which is very possible, Zaïre-Emery could be the engine nobody talked about. Number 7, Arda Güler, Turkey. Let me tell you something about players like Arda Güler. They're rare. In modern football, everything is about pressing, running, intensity, work rate. Güler reminds you that football is also about thinking. He's the kind of player who sees a pass 2 seconds before anyone else even considers it. A defense that looks completely locked, no space, no options. Güler sees a gap, threads the ball through, and suddenly everything opens up. His numbers at Real Madrid have been impressive for someone his age, but the World Cup is where players like him truly shine, because at a World Cup, one moment of magic can change your entire career. Turkey aren't favorites. Maybe that's exactly what Güler needs. No pressure, just football and a world watching. Number 6, Alejandro Garnacho, Argentina. When Argentina take the pitch in 2026, everyone will be watching Messi for what could be his final World Cup. But while everyone watches Messi, keep your eye on Garnacho, because this kid plays with something you can't teach: aggression. Not the bad kind, the good kind. The kind where every time he gets the ball on the wing, he's looking for the chance to go forward, take someone on, and cause chaos. Defenders hate that. They want to read what you're going to do. Garnacho doesn't always know himself. He just reacts. And in knockout football, when a game is locked at 0-0 in the 71st minute and everyone is nervous, you need a player willing to try something. Garnacho is that player. With the experience and leadership around him in that Argentina squad, he could be their most dangerous wild card. Number 5, Estêvão, Brazil. Yes, Brazil again. They might just have the most exciting young talent in world football right now. Estêvão has been compared to Neymar. That comparison comes with enormous pressure, but he handles it like it's nothing. That's what makes him stand out beyond just his technical ability. Yes, he can dribble. Yes, he creates chances. Yes, he scores goals. But what truly sets him apart is his mindset. He doesn't play scared. He plays like he belongs. At club level, he's already shown flashes of something special. The 2026 World Cup could be the stage where it all comes together. If Brazil build their attack around him, and there's a real chance they do, Estêvão could leave this tournament as one of the most talked about players on earth. Number 4, Jamal Musiala, Germany. Germany need a tournament. They've been one of the most successful nations in World Cup history, and yet they've underperformed for years now. 2026 is the year they want to change that, and their entire attack runs through Musiala. When you watch him dribble, there's a moment every single time where you think he's trapped. Too many defenders, too little space, and then somehow he's through. His balance and close control are at a completely different level from most players his age, but what I love most about Musiala is that he's still improving. That's terrifying for defenders. If Germany are going to have a tournament run, and I think they will, Musiala will be at the heart of everything, and he's the kind of player who delivers when it matters most. Number 3, Lamine Yamal, Spain. Let's be honest, what Lamine Yamal is doing at his age shouldn't be possible. Most players his age are fighting for a spot in a squad somewhere. Yamal is already one of the best players on the planet. His Euro 2024 campaign showed the world exactly what he's capable of. Creative, fearless, decisive in the biggest moments. By 2026, he'll still be a teenager. Let that sink in. Spain are one of the genuine contenders to win this tournament. They have quality everywhere, but Yamal is their spark, the player who makes the difference in the moments that matter. If Spain lift the trophy, Yamal's name will be everywhere, and the truly terrifying part, his best football is still years away. Number 2, Endrick, Brazil. Brazil haven't won the World Cup since 2002. For a country that lives and breathes football, that's a long time, and Endrick might be the player who ends that wait. He's powerful, he's fast, he finishes with both feet and his head, but what makes great strikers legendary isn't just ability, it's what they do in the moments nobody else can handle. Big game, tight score, tournament on the line. That's when Endrick looks most alive. Think Ronaldo in 2002, Klose in 2014, those strikers who defined tournaments. Endrick has that energy. Brazil will need goals, and Endrick will deliver them. And at number 1, it has to be Jude Bellingham. England have waited decades for this, and in 2026, they genuinely believe they can win it. Bellingham is the reason why. He scores, he creates, he defends when needed, he leads when it matters, but the thing that puts him above everyone on this list is his mentality. Most players get smaller when the pressure gets bigger. Bellingham gets bigger. You saw it at Real Madrid. You've seen it with England. The bigger the stage, the better the performance. If England go all the way in 2026, and there's a very real chance they could, Jude Bellingham won't just be the best player in the tournament. He'll be making the argument for the best player in the world. Full stop. 10 players, 1 tournament, and only a few weeks to wait. From Yamal's creativity to Endrick's goals, Musiala's dribbling to Bellingham's leadership, this World Cup generation is something special. But I want to hear from you. Who do you think steals the show in 2026? And who did I leave off this list that deserved a spot? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If you're new here, welcome to Last Touch. Hit subscribe and stick around. See you in the next one.